Hi, my name is Barbara, and I am the founder of Each Element. And today we are covering air dominant Billie Eilish.
Air dominant. So yeah, so we have Billie Eilish, our girl. The air kind of makes sense because when I think of Billie, one, she's just like a creative genius. She's incredibly unique, but also what I do know about her music creation style is that it's very collaborative and she makes music with her brother, right? Like he makes like yeah, and that's why I'm like I could see Libra being in there maybe a little bit, like partnerships.
Interesting.
Um,
Well, she's an Aquarius moon,
okay.
Saturn in Gemini.
Okay, okay.
Her Saturn
Okay,
is in Gemini,
got
Moon
it.
in Aquarius, and
Mhm.
then Uranus Aquarius, Neptune Aquarius.
Okay, okay.
So,
Okay. So none of the Libra energy, but that Aquarius energy, one thing that's so cool about Aquarius is they have the gift of being kind of a little like detached or aloof because they're meant to embody these really unique, progressive, innovative energies that like shift the collective. I feel like that's definitely Billy. Like she definitely like hit the scene with a new sound, a completely new vibe. Like we haven't really seen an artist like her before.
yeah.
So that's interesting to think about with her then. Yeah.
Yeah, I love Billie Eilish. Like I remember the very first time I heard her, I was like, it was on a trip, San Francisco. I'd never been there,
Mhm.
and a friend of mine picked me up, and they were playing a song on the radio. I never heard it, and it was like this like kind of sad song. It
Mhm.
was just so beautiful at the same time. I was like, what is?
Yes.
And she just had
Mm,
this like way of taking things that topics that aren't necessarily fun and bubbly and like making
mm,
beautiful art with it. And I associate air people with art and artistry
yeah.
and just
Mm,
use their words in music and
mhm.
poetry and turning things into just gold, healing
Yeah.
us
That's
all.
yeah, that's so interesting to think about because yeah, her I remember like some of her videos just like really like insane dope visuals. And she just has this like really bright uniqueness about her. But it's interesting to think that she has a lot of her like outer planets more Aquarius. So she's definitely like shifting the collective and that's very much like the role of people who have heavy Aquarius energy.
Mhm.
They're, thinking about their generation, they're thinking about the times that they're in. I feel like she definitely kind of speaks volumes to that for sure. But yeah, air signs just as a whole, like you said, are like creative geniuses for sure. Like there's if anyone is a air, if you know any air dominants, they have some kind of creative project.
Yeah.
Period. They're working on something.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And air people, they get off on mental stimulation. So
Mm,
they're great conversationalists. They can really get along with everybody. They're likable.
yeah. So
They're
true.
so charming and just I don't know, you want to be around an air person. And
Yeah.
a lot of rappers are air dominant, like
Yeah.
sons, like yeah.
I feel like Geminis are like so many Geminis are rappers. Like we could list a million right now, like Kendrick Lamar, Tupac, Lauryn Hill. She's not a rapper, but I mean, she's a lyricist for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
So many Geminis are rappers because they have that, like you said, they're intellectually stimulated. They're able to. One thing that's cool about air signs is they just always have a new idea because they're just they're it's like that Gone with the Wind energy. So one day they're here, the next day they'll pick up this idea, they'll pick up this idea, and they'll, maybe collab with someone, talk with someone over here, then they'll grab that idea. And they're just so good at like weaving together different ideas. And Geminis, as we know, are Mercury ruled. So they're just like natural wordsmiths. Like you sit and talk to a Gemini and they will have like said some kind of metaphor or rhymed something without even trying.
I love
They
that.
just can't help it.
I love that about them because I love to listen. I'm water dominant and pretty mute usually. So I
Yeah.
like to listen to air people just go off. And back to Billy being air dominant, you can't really keep air people in a box.
Mm.
So strongly that air people just like they're
Mm.
always just like going to either surprise you with like the shift in thought, you know, or like
Mm.
maybe yesterday or last week they were really into the color green.
Right.
Next month, it's no, they hate it, wanna do all yellow, and it's
That
like,
is so true.
really pin them down,
That
you know?
is so true. They're very like multidimensional, very dynamic for sure. And they usually do go through like creative phases, right? Like, Kanye West has definitely gone through so many different like phases and like archetypes and like facets of himself, you know? And air signs are really good for that. And Geminis get a bad rap for that. Like people be like they're fake or they'll have lots of different friend groups and people will be like and I'm like no, they're literally just like chameleons, like like you said, today they'll like blue, a month from now they'll be like fuck blue. you know
I
I
love
love them
that.
about that. Yeah, I love
Yeah,
that about them. They're so
yeah,
dynamic, which is really
Gemini's
cool.
the best. Geminis are the best, and you could see that too with Billie as well, like, she is
Hmm.
not the same. I mean, obviously, like, she started out when she was really young, she's growing, but still, there's, like, you can also see that, like, she's just, like, not somebody you can
Hmm.
necessarily pinned like
Pinned down, yeah.
there's gonna be a change, like
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. I think they really challenge themselves intellectually, creatively, and they do that by interacting with other people, and they're really good at seeing other people's viewpoints, and that's really nice. And Libras as well, Libras really thrive from partnerships, and as we're recording this, it's Libra season, it's the Libra eclipse. So, we're all tapped into the Libra consciousness, which is about creating beauty, deserving love, and honoring our partners and knowing our worthiness. And it's really the Libra mind is very interesting. I also have noticed a lot of readings I do for Libras, especially people who have like Mercury Libras, they're very interested in human psychology. Like they're very interested in what makes people tick and how people think. And Libras can sometimes to a fault, not all the time, but can sometimes heavy Libra placements can play like devil's advocate a little bit, you know, like Mars and Libra, like they're always considering everyone's viewpoint. They can see all perspectives. And for other, placements, that can be difficult to understand because one thing about an air sign, they're going to hear everyone out. That's how they learn. They learn from other people's perspectives. We could learn a thing or two. I don't think I have any air.
oh, you too? Oh, you're part of the club? No air? No
I
air over here, no
don't
air.
think I don't have any air at all. Yeah, so the air element is always so fascinating to me because I don't have any of it. And I'm like, it's so interesting to like
Yeah,
watch them work. It's yeah, very
yeah,
interesting.
they say if you don't have air, or I'm trying to think, like, one of my favorite astrologers, she was just like, "When you don't have air, relationships are not necessarily the easiest for you." And
Yikes.
I'm like, "Okay,
Read me.
yeah,
Oh,
you got that
that's
one."
good. Oh, that's very
Yeah,
good.
they're not that easy for somebody who's
Mm,
her. And it makes a lot of sense.
it
And
makes a lot of air not being as good in relationships.
yes, yes. So when you don't have air, you're just out here struggling in your
That makes
relationship.
sense. That makes sense. That checks. That checks.
Yeah, and I
Oh,
guess
that's
it's
good to know.
also important to, when you don't have air in your chart, journaling is a thing, just because you have to
Mm,
do learning what your voice is, learning.
mm.
So, Loren, I am so grateful to you for agreeing to work with me on
Aw,
each element journey. Um,
aw.
we had the best time, or at least I did. I'll speak for myself. I
I
had
did too, girl. Yes.
selecting these items for each of the elements, and yeah, if people want to learn more about what we did, they can actually go to thisiseachelement.com and find out their dominant element. Take
Mhm.
our assessment there and check out our care packages.
Yeah, and the care packages are so amazing, y'all. I feel so honored to work with this incredible brand. Okay. I can't tell y'all how many people have been in my DM or just sending me messages like, wait, this idea is genius. And like, I know. But wait till you actually open the boxes. Like, they are so intentional. They're so just like juicy and loving. And Barbara really did her thing. She did her
Oh,
thing. She did her thing. At least take the quiz because the quiz is super enlightening because I think we tend to like it's just natural human instinct to kind of associate ourselves with like one of our signs, the one that we love.
yeah.
But then when you take the quiz, you really tap into like your multidimensionality and you really see, okay, I'm a little like heavier in this area or I might need help in this area. And so the quiz is really awesome. So at least just start there just to get some like inspiration and see how it feels. And if you do see a box that you feel more drawn to, then follow your gut, follow your intuition,
Mhm.
but at least start with the quiz and see what happens. And let us know and post your box and
Yes.
tag us so we can see y'all with your boxes. Okay. Let us know. But we're so excited for everyone to try. And I cannot thank each element enough for just having me on this beautiful, beautiful project. And it truly is just the beginning of each element, you guys. I have a feeling it's only up from here. It really is.
Thank you from your mouth to universe ears.
Yes, universe.
Yes.